able. He's here. He does a great job helping us get set up and keeping this moving. So, Herb, thank you very much. With the quorum being present, this meeting is hereby called to order. To either of the constables of the said Town of Hampden and County of Hampden, greetings. In the name of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, you are hereby required to notify and warn the inhabitants of the Town of Hampden qualified to vote in such town affairs to meet at the Thornton W. Burgess Middle School, 85 Wilbraham Road, Hampden, on Monday, May 13th, 2024, at 7 o'clock in the evening, then and there to act on the following articles. The articles will be read one at a time, so I'll postpone reading them now. The warrant was signed out by the Board of Selectmen and posted by Constable Dennis L. Hackett on April 30th, 2024. The formal reading of the warrant is waived, and the posted warrant shall become part of the record. Could I ask you all to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, let's go through a few housekeeping items. Please first turn off or mute all of your cell phones. Number two, a Zoom announcement for those folks who may be watching at home. When you went to the town website and found the Zoom link, please note that the meeting, those participating in the meeting, must be in the building, must be assigned and registered voter. There is no at-home participation. Simply stated, we have no control over who might be in the room, who might influence, who might ask questions, whether they be a voter or not. So at this stage, the Attorney General has stipulated that there is no participation outside the meeting room proper. Let's have free and open discussion with respect to all points of view. This is a civil meeting, and I know they can become passionate. I know given articles, people feel strongly about their points of view. Well, let's just always try and remember that we're friends and neighbors, and tomorrow we're going to see each other at the Village Mart. You know, it'd be kind of nice that we can say, hey, nice job. I didn't agree with you, but appreciate and respect your point of view. All questions must be addressed to the moderator. Please keep all questions and discussions on point. If I find that it gets to be a little bit redundant, the question may be moved by the moderator or any member of the body with a vote. Please come to the microphone. It is up here to address any questions or make any comments. This is done so that you will come and state your name and your address so that all may recognize you as a voter. It is also for the record that is kept by Zoom, and it becomes part of the formal meeting. When you come up, you'll see a small microphone that looks very similar to this one. To speak, all you need to do is the button in the bottom center. Hold it down for about 2 seconds. The light will turn green. You can then speak freely. When you're done, hold the same button back down for 2 seconds, let it go, and it will turn red. If you have any questions, you need help, obviously we're going to give you some assistance. That takes care of the housekeeping items, but before we start the meeting proper, first and foremost, I'd like to introduce our new town administrator, Brian Domina, who's attending his first meeting with us tonight. And Brian has done an excellent job getting this meeting set up. Thank you so much. And before we start, probably more importantly than anything that can happen in this community is a recognition of our public safety folks. Every day they answer the call, good, bad, or indifferent. It could be as simple as a stray cat, all the way up to a heart attack, a life or death emergency, and at the same time putting their own lives in peril. Chief Trombley is here tonight with a recognition for some of his members of his department and others as well. Please come up and be recognized.
Good evening. Can everyone hear me? Thank you. This is a very important time in the town meeting to recognize and give presentations to officers, call taker dispatchers, civilian EMS and fire EMS, who were all involved in the chain of survival. It shows how it actually worked. I'm going to give a scenario of when it actually happened. And then we're going to recognize and present these certificates and pins to those that were involved in the chain of survival of the 53-year-old female who is currently here this evening, was able to be with us because it was teamwork that worked through all their training and expertise. A letter is going to be read that I wrote basically for the two officers in the police department, basically was to all. On behalf of the residents of Town of Hampden, I'd like to officially commend all those involved doing an outstanding job on a medical call they were dispatched to by Wilbraham Regional Emergency Communications Center. September 11, 2023, at approximately 6:21 p.m., Action EMS and Fire EMS, Sergeant Yvonne of the Hampden Police Department, Officer Jeffrey Wojcik, were dispatched to assist a fire EMS call by Wilbraham Regional Dispatch Communications Center, which was for a 53-year-old female who was unresponsive and not breathing in the driveway. Upon arrival, officers observed a male, later identified as a father, performing CPR on his daughter, just outside the garage. Officer Wojcik took over chest compressions while Sergeant Yvonne got the AED ready. Female still was not breathing and had no pulse. The AED was immediately connected. She analyzed the patient and advised no shock. The AED advised to continue the CPR. Chest compressions were continued by Officer Wojcik. Action EMS and Fire EMS arrived on scene, and care was transferred over to the Action EMS, who assisted Hampden Fire with setting up and connecting the Lucas machine. The patient was placed onto a stretcher and placed in the back of the ambulance, still unresponsive at that time. Approximately 5 minutes later, while on scene, officers were advised the patient had a pulse and was breathing. Action ambulance transported the patient to the Bay State Center for further treatment. Officer Wojcik followed up with an approximate call about 8 p.m. with Action EMS and reported the patient was able to talk as they arrived at the hospital. Sergeant Yvonne and Officer Wojcik both played a very important role for all those others involved for successful resuscitation of the patient on scene. The dedication of all those involved, and many hours of training allowed you to meet this challenge at the end. We'd like to congratulate you all on a job well done. Your accomplishments are in keeping with the highest standards in the Hampden Police Department for the Town of Hampden. Your initiative, professional actions, and high devotion to duty saved a life and serves as an example to all members of the Hampden Police Department and the residents of the Town of Hampden. We therefore at this time wish to commend and actually present Sergeant Yvonne of the Hampden Police Department, Officer Jeffrey Wojcik of the Hampden Police Department, and then we'll go along with the Fire Department, EMS, and the Wilbraham Regional Communications presentations. So let me be first. You want me to actually go into the call, so let's go first. Sergeant Yvonne, Mr. Wojcik. Okay, who's next up?
Kindly for the scenario, latest group made on today. And I'd like to thank residents, moderators, like to know I was time to do these awards. The first award is going to be for firefighter EMT Nick Bertrand. John Pichero, firefighter, first responder. Joe Bora, firefighter EMT. And
And dispatcher Annie Green.
My name is Mark Bloch, I'm president and CEO of National Ambulance Service, and we're here to recognize two of the EMT and the paramedics on this call. I just want to highlight this call is about a really coordinated effort that years and years of running a plan to help a system like this come together, and on this particular day it's performed flawlessly. Because everybody worked together as a true unified team. So the first person on the call today is David Fernandez, who is a paramedic and provided the most significant amount of care at the advanced life support level for this particular call. Come on up, Michael. Thank you for your time.
We have a civilian award that, through our policies, we can actually give for a medal of life saving. It actually, Ed Tim is not here tonight. He's the one that started the process, Anthony Denea. He's not here, but accepting the medal, life saving award given to Anthony Denea, September 11th, 2023, by the Hampden Police Department, Hampden, Mass. Frank, could you come up and accept this for your father? Here we have a 52-year-old newspaper. Thank you very much.
My apologies, I did not realize that Chief Poole was going to be with us. This was actually coordinated through Chief Trombley, so always a strong recognition to a tremendous fire chief, Chief Evan Poole. Okay, it's time to start the meeting. The first article, town reports. To hear the annual town report of all officers of the town and any committee whose duty it may be to report at said meeting and act thereon or take any other action relative thereto.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the annual reports as contained in the annual town report for the year 2023 be accepted as printed.
Got a motion? Second. Got a motion, we got a second. Does the advisory committee have a recommendation?
Advisory recommends favorable action.
Is there any discussion?
Mr. Moderator, I just want to comment that I would hope that everyone has a copy of the annual report and go through it. You'll notice that there's a certain theme in there. And the theme is that local government is becoming more and more complex. Due to mandates, loss of local control, what I call the governance brain drain, meaning people who have been in the job for many years and are excellent at it, are retired and moving on to other things, and it's just going to happen. Tonight, on your town meeting warrant, you'll see a number of articles that take no action on. But it's important for our plan. Every community, every small town in Massachusetts is going through the same thing. They're having a very difficult time for positions, dealing with mandates from the state government, the loss of work control. You'll see articles from the Northern Study Committee that worked for over a year and a half to come up with some recommendations that will roll out sometime in the fall in the future to help with governance. and citizen participation. You'll see the IROC committee give us a report about the need for getting into the 21st century with vibrant networks so that people can run their businesses, compete, and do work from home, and schools could have a proper function for education of children. There's a warrant article regarding battery energy storage systems that will take no action on it, and we need to get a bylaw. We had hoped to have a moratorium, but the state government will not allow that to happen anymore. The attorney knows also allow it to happen, so we need to have a strong bylaw for battery energy storage systems like many towns already have. And there's a master plan committee on the way right now, running a master plan for the town. In June, we'll be receiving invitations for a public forum. The input for those things is vastly needed. After all, it's your town. It's our town, it's your town, you need your help. And lastly, we'll vote on the Hampden Children School District budget. It's an important piece, and it's important because they're struggling to recover from the pandemic, the effect of the pandemic had on education. They're struggling to have a system whereby schools are, some schools are overcrowded, some are underutilized. So we need to think, what we need to do is change the regional things so they can have the flexibility to have the option to do the things they need to do to have a future of education for our children. So I'm asking you to look at the report, consider those things in the future, and to evangelize your neighbors to participate. It's great to see all of you here this evening. You need to participate, you need to keep participating. Thank you.
Is there any other discussion on this question? Seeing none, the acceptance of the report requires a majority vote. All those in favor? Are there any opposed? The vote is unanimous. Question 2, the annual operating budget. To see if the town will vote to fix the salary and compensation of all elected officers of the town is provided for by section 108, chapter 41 of the Massachusetts General Laws, raise and appropriate the necessary sums to cover same, and to raise money and make appropriations to defray the expenses of the town for the period of July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025, or take any other action relative thereto.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the sum of money shown in column entitled Fiscal 2025 Recommendations of the Supplementary Report Recommendations of the Hampden Advisory Committee be raised and appropriated for specific purposes designated, and that the same be expended only for such purposes. Each number being considered a separate appropriation for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025.
We have a motion, we have a second. Does the advisory committee have a recommendation?
The advisory recommends favorable action.
Shocking. So what we're going to do is I am going to read the totals. So for those of you who have green sheets with you, I am going to read the totals of each department and each line item, where it's only the line item. If you have any questions during the budget run, please, I will stop at each total. Try and check the room. If anything comes up, please feel free to interrupt. I'm also aware that there are going to be 3 amendments to 3 separate line items inside the budget. So those will be taken as a separate motion. So we will stop. A motion will be made to change the number. It will be acted on as if in its own separate way. And then there will be a final vote at the end for the new total of the budget, depending on how each of those questions fares. Make sense? Okay. Line item 1, account, total account, $72,985. Line 2.0, advisory, total advisory, $5,991. Line item 3, appeals, board of, total appeals, $9,227. 4.0, assessors, board of, total assessors, $161,468. 5.0, building department expenses, total building department, $140,868. Line item 6.0, county retirement, total county retirement, $775,224. 7.0, insurance, total insurance, $852,570. Line item 8, law and claims, total law and claims, $75,000. Line item 9.0, total moderator, $100. I'm accumulating that money, I figure in a couple of years, I might be able to afford a dinner. It's where the judge would say, you don't need to pay for it, he thought he was worth more. Line item 10.0, planning board, total planning board, $40,376. 11.0, registrars, board of voters, total registrars, $21,932. 12.0, selectmen, total selectmen, $170,147. 13.0, tax collector, total tax collector, $89,886. 14.0, town clerk, total town clerk, $99,197. 15.0, town report, total town report, $3,600. Line item 16.0, treasurer, total treasurer, $90,594. 17.0, veterans benefits, total veterans benefits, $20,000. Line 19.0, town administrator, total town administrator, $130,000.
Moderator,
Yes, sir.
Peter Hand.
Peter, come on up. No, Peter, come on up. We're going to do it the same for everybody. We can't be consistent every time people try and get it right once just for you.
I'm curious why the gentleman's getting $15,000 when he just got started in the town. We've already increased this over 3 years, over $27,000.
Is there an explanation?
First explanation is that our previous town administrator was part-time, and it was because of the retirement cap, how much money we do. And the second explanation is that this is the going rate for town administrators.
Excuse me, sir, but according to the numbers that was put in the paper and the number of people in this town versus around us, we're about half of that, so why are we paying so much more?
I don't understand the half.
Well, total population of Hampden is just under $5,000, so almost everybody around us is almost double that. So why do we have to try and compensate our administrator's price with theirs?
Because it really doesn't matter what the size of the town, the job is the same. He's responsible for overseeing the budget, for overseeing the different town legal things, town administration, and it's going right for town administrators.
It can't be when there's half the people have the job.
So, let me put it this way. If I'm a doctor at Mass General Hospital, or a doctor at Bay State that have after patients, don't think I get the same thing.
Say it again, please.
If I'm a doctor at Mass General Hospital, which has 100,000 patients, or I'm a doctor at Bay State, which has 20,000 patients, don't think I get the same thing.
Probably not, no. Again, and I make a motion, we keep it $115,000.
So you can make that motion.
I just did.
Okay, well, formalize it just a little bit. I can see where you're trying to go, but I move that the town vote to retain the compensation level at. So we have something formal for the record. You guys gotta make sure we know this.
I make a motion to keep it at $115,000.
So the motion's been made. Leave line item 19.0, town administrator of $115,000. The motion is made. Does the motion have a second? The motion does have a second. Can you please state your name for the record? Eric Forney for the record. So, now, we've got a motion, we've got a second. Does the advisory committee have a recommendation?
Here's your second.
Okay. Take your time.
Advisory recommends unfavorable action on the motion.
So the advisory committee is recommending unfavorable action to the motion, which their recommendation is to leave the number as it stands at 130,000. Is there any more discussion on the question? Seeing none, you are now voting whether or not to alter the number back to 115,000. So all those in favor of 115,000, please, this is the majority vote, please raise your hand. All those opposed? The motion fails, the number stays at 130,000. Total general government, $2,759,165. General town services, line item 20, Academy Hall maintenance. Total Academy Hall maintenance, $5,500. Line item 21, cemetery commission. Total cemetery commission, $38,766. Line item 22. Sorry. Okay, can we do it again? Thank you so much. Do it again. $38,786. Line item 22, conservation commission. Total conservation commission, $42,776. Line item 23, transfer station. Total transfer station, $120,000. Line item 24, school building repairs. Total school building repairs, $15,000. 26.0, library. Total library, $204,105. Line 27, town events. Total town events, $3,500. Line 29, office equipment. Total office equipment, $117,500. Line 30, parks and recreation. Total parks and recreation, $144,176. Line 32, townhouse maintenance. Total townhouse maintenance, $95,000. Line 34, ambulance. Total ambulance, $329,138. Line 35, gasoline. Total gasoline, $60,500. Line 36, street lighting, $30,000. This is where our first amendment is going to come in, so I'm going to restart with the line but not read the total. Line 37, council on aging. We have a motion here.
Mr. Moderator, I move to amend line 37.2, general salary from the requested $112,560 to a new amount of $117,160.
We have a second? We have a second. We have a motion, we have a second. Does the advisory have a recommendation? I believe it's for the additional $4,600.
Yes, advisory recommends favorable action.
So we've got a motion and a second to change the number to $117,160. Is there any question or discussion? Seeing none. Total council on aging, $213,205. Line item 38, senior center. Total,
Sorry, were you gonna vote that amendment?
oh, I'm sorry. I thought I could just run through. Why do I need to just try? Wow, I gotta go back to third grade before I get out. All right, let's reload this. We have a motion, we have a second, we've had discussion on line item, my apology, on line item 37.2 to change the number to $117,160. All discussion done. This is a majority of all those in favor. Are there any opposed to the change? It is unanimous. Senior center, thanks Dick. Senior center, total senior center, $3,190. Line 39, Historical Commission, $400. And if we've got the math right, the total general town services should now be $1,461,776. Highway Department, Superintendent salary, line 40, total salary, $106,448. 40.1, departmental payroll, through total payroll, $307,235. Line 41, tree warden, total tree warden, $60,549. Line 42, public grounds, total public grounds, $4,385. Line 43, highway maintenance, total highway maintenance, $315,672. Line 44, general highway expenses, total expense, $18,300. Line 45, snow and ice removal, total snow and ice removal, $125,000. Line 46, contract services, total contract services, $63,700. Line 47, other highway accounts, total of this line, $21,000. Line 48, building expense, total expense to the building, $16,250. Line 49, radio lease agreement, $10,000. Total highway department, $1,048,539. Any questions so far? Protection of persons and property, line 50, animal inspector, total animal inspection, $6,575. Line 51, emergency management, total $5,800. Line 51.5, traffic control, total $15,000. Line 52, dog officer, total dog officer, $15,124. Line 53, fire department, total fire department, $427,536. Line 54, forest fire control, total $1,800. Line 56, health, Board of, total Board of Health, $119,032. Line 56.5, water district, total for the water district, $14,000. This is the next area in which we have two amendments to the number, which is 57, police.
Now, Mr. Moderator, I move that we generally change line item 5742, general salaries, to read $1,139,026.
Second. So we have a motion and a second to change the number. Does the advisory committee have a recommendation?
The advisory recommends favorable action.
We have a motion and a second. We have a recommendation. Are there any questions to the change in the number? Seeing none. There's a second one. That one there.
Mr. Moderator, I move.
Oh, yeah, you're right. This is separate, and I started one total. All right, so we have a motion and a second to change line item 57.2 general salaries to $1,139,026. This will require a majority vote. All those in favor of the new number? Are there any opposed? It is a majority. I'll do that.
Mr. Moderator, I move that we line 57.8, the Riverside change to be $108,357.
Motion, second, advisory.
The advisory recommends favorable action.
Are there any questions or discussion on going to the new number? Seeing none, a vote to change line 57.8 to $108,357. This requires a majority vote. All those in favor? Are there any opposed? Again, there's a majority. So the new total police for lines 57.1 to 57.9, if I $1,593,281. Great. Line item 58, other police accounts. Total of that line, $4,995. Total police. We're set with that number, we changed it to total, correct? Okay, I'll make sure we stay there. Total police, $1,519,701. Line item 59, police and fire communications, $28,608, 59.1. Regional dispatch services, $62,500. Total protection, $2,294,251. Line item 69.0, regional school district. Total regional school district, $8,340,293. We are now on line item 70.0, total local government debt. Total debt, $686,938. Now, we need a motion on the new total. Something moving now.
I have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
School budget. Did you get a chance?
Oh, we'll go back. All right, hold on. If you have a question on the school budget, please. And my apologies. So you need to please come up and use the microphone. And please. I hate formality, but. Right there. There's a comment. You're like, where's Waldo? Right there, right there. Okay, here's the easel.
Over here. Over here.
This is gonna be like a
Ted.
Thank you, Ted.
Ted to my question.
Moving to Chevrolet is not
I just
dead.
have a question, because many of you may have seen the Hammond Wilbraham newspaper May 2nd. The town of Wilbraham, there's a discussion over the mismatched warrant concerns. And I don't know if there's been any further discussion on that, whether they came to an agreement in the town before we contribute our share, because it will affect our share.
Okay, so, I'm sorry, one thing that I did ask, is would you please state your name and address for the record?
Nancy Sire, Valley Drive.
Okay,
I'm just questioning where we're at with that.
They, my understanding is Wolverine has not reached an agreement on their share of and you should know that in the Massachusetts general law, one says provides assessment to the town. The town can only vote their assessment up or down. We chose to vote the assessment that the school committee gave us because we believe that a portion of that money is for vocational education and we're strong supporters of vocational education.
Okay, so the figure will remain as it is.
So if Wolverhampton votes their own number, then the school committee has to go back and come up with another budget, or they will go back with the same number. If the town meetings differ again, then it goes to July 1st, then they run 1/12 budget. If they differ again, then on December 1st, if they don't decide, but if they differ again, then there's a combined Wolverhampton town meeting.
Right.
And if it doesn't pass, then the Secretary of Education sets the budget for the Commissioner sets the budget for the, they have to advise you, but the Commissioner sets it, there'll be a lot more people.
so basically what he's saying in the final analysis is our number is our number. And if they vote something different, a new process starts. So that the number we vote is the number that you all understand is the number we all live with unless something else changes its direction. So that again is not the focus. So now, I apologize for missing the question. Moving forward, so we're back to the same motion for the total of the budget. That's what
Mr. Leonard, I know that the total number $596,962.
We have a second. Does the advisory committee have a recommendation on the final number?
Advisory recommends favorable action.
We voted all the component parts, or not voted, but we've gone through all the component parts to here. But this is a motion for a new final number. Is there any question? Yes?
Will you say that number again, please?
Absolutely. So the new final total is $16,590,962. You're absolutely welcome. Are there any other questions? So now we need to vote. So this is a majority vote for the final number of our total town budget, $16,590,962. All those in favor? Any opposed? That looks to be unanimous. We're done with the budget. Article 3, prior bills, prior year bills. See if the town will vote to authorize the payment of any departmental bills for fiscal year 2023 or previous years, and will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of money therefore, or take any other action relative thereto. Mr. Moderator, I move that the town take no action on this article. We have a motion, we have a second.
Advisory recommends favorable action.
So, are there any questions? So basically what they're telling you, there are no previous bills. To pass the question requires a majority vote. All those in favor? Any opposed? It appears to be unanimous. Article 4. FY spending limits for revolving funds. To see if the town will vote to authorize the following total expenditures for each of the following revolving funds pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53(8)(e) and a half, for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2024, to be expended in accordance with the bylaws heretofore approved or take any other action relative thereto. The fund, I'm going to read the fund and then just the number. Building Department Fund, $85,000. Cemetery Commission Fund, $30,000. Council on Aging Fund, $21,000. Library Fund, $3,000. Conservation Commission Fund, $25,000. Planning Board Fund, $10,000. Board of Health Fund, $20,000.
And we get to hear it again. I move that the town vote to authorize the following total expenditures for each of the following revolving funds in amounts not to exceed the listed amounts pursuant to General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53(e) and a half for fiscal year 2025. Building Department Fund, $85,000. Cemetery Commission Fund, $30,000. Council on Aging Fund, $21,000. Library Fund, $3,000. Conservation Commission Fund, $25,000. Planning Board Fund, $10,000. Board of Health Fund, $20,000.
Second? So the motion's been made and seconded. Advisory have a recommendation?
Advisory recommends favorable action.
So we have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion on these revolving funds or any comment? I don't think we have any comment. Do we have any questions? Okay. Seeing none, this would require a majority vote. All those in favor of authorizing the revolving funds? Any opposed? The question is unanimous. Article 5, Enterprise Fund and Transfer Station. To see if the town will vote to appropriate a sum of money to fund the operations of the transfer station from the estimated income and to be derived in fiscal year 2025 transfer station operations. The tax levy, the transfer from available funds, including the retained earnings of the relevant enterprise fund, or any combination of these methods, or take any other action relative thereto. Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to appropriate the following amounts for the transfer station. $36,182 for salaries, $80,000 for trash hauling and materials recovery contracts, $1,400 for miscellaneous expenses, and then $97,582 being motion and a second. The advisory?
Advisory recommends favorable action.
Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, so this is your budget. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. So seeing none, so this is the fund that operates the transfer station for the salaries shown and will require a majority vote. All those in favor? Any opposed? It's unanimous. We are on to Article 6, Community Preservation Committee. To see if the town will vote to appropriate or reserve from Community Preservation Act annual revenues in the amounts recommended by the Community Preservation Committee for the Committee Administrative Expenses, Community Preservation Products, projects, and other expenses in fiscal year 2025, with each item to be considered a separate appropriation or take any other action relative thereto. Moving to the part first, right here. So the only one we have is that.
Correct.
Okay, so the only thing that they have to discuss is money or appropriation this year is to see if the town will vote to appropriate a sum not to exceed $110,000 from the Community Preservation Fund for the purchase of approximately a 2.1 acre parcel of land on North Road from the Minnesota Land Trust for conservation purposes or take any other action relative thereto.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to appropriate $110,000 from the Community Preservation Fund for the purchase of an approximately 2.1 acre parcel of land on North Road from the Minnesota Land Trust for conservation purposes.
We have a second? We have a motion, we have a second. Does the advisory committee have a recommendation, the CPA question?
Advisory recommends favorable action.
We've got a motion, a second, favorable action. I understand that somebody was going to say something on this.
Well, if you need a presentation, we'll do it.
All right, well, you know what, we can take the vote, so,
Okay.
but it's,
If there's questions, we can come up and do a presentation.
fair enough. We have a motion, we have a second to encumber $110,000 from the Community Preservation Fund for the purchase of 2.1 acres.
Rick, can I just give a little context for the CPA money?
Sure.
As of March, the Community Preservation Fund had $566,000 in change in it. That's money that's been raised through a combination of assessments on our local real estate tax bills and matching money from the state. Last year, we received a total amount of $119,934 in the match and local assessment. So the CPA expenditure is not an impact on your tax rate. This is money that's already been raised and is in the bank. So these expenditures are tax neutral, they're not a tax impact.
Okay, so now to the question, this does require a majority vote. All those in favor? Are there any opposed? I see a unanimous vote. I'm sorry. I see a 2/3 vote at least. All right, let's do Article 7. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate, I'm sorry, let me back up. Article 7 is for the conservation fund, it should be covered in the article 4. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate and or transfer from unappropriated available funds a sum of money for the conservation fund. Said funds be used for the purpose of acquiring land for conservation purposes. If said purchase is voted upon and approved at an annual or special town meeting prior to such purchase or take any other action relative thereto.
I move that the town will vote to raise and appropriate $1,000 for the conservation fund. Said fund to be used for the purpose of acquiring available land for the town for conservation purposes if said purchase is voted upon and approved at an annual or special town meeting prior to such purchase.
Motion, we've got a second. Advisory?
Advisory recommends favorable action.
So this is a majority vote to raise $1,000 for the conservation fund. Are there any questions? Seeing none, it is a majority vote. All those in favor? Are there any opposed? It is majority. Article 8, Commonwealth of Massachusetts in accordance with Chapter 90, Section 34 of the Massachusetts General Laws and the Transportation Department's Chapter 90 guidelines, and be allowed to borrow in anticipation of reimbursement or take any other action relative to their description.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to accept $519,953 from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts under the General Laws, Chapter 90, Section 34, and be allowed to borrow in anticipation of 100% reimbursement.
We got a motion, we got a second.
Advisory is fully in favor of this recommended schedule of action.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, this requires a two-thirds vote because there is a potential to borrow prior to reimbursement, so we need a 2/3 vote in favor. All those in favor? Any opposed? It's unanimous. We are on to Article 9, Library Additional State Aid. To see if the town will vote that in fiscal year 2025, if state aid for the Hampden Library is received, this money will be made available for the library trustees to use at their discretion or take any other action relative thereto. Okay, somebody make a motion? You might want to come up here so they can hear you.
Oh, they'll hear me. I was
Wow.
the teacher.
I remember when your voice was soft.
Oh, no, they'll hear me. Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote if state aid is received for the Hampden Library for the fiscal year 2025, that this money will be made available to the library trustees for use at their discretion.
We have a motion, second? Second. There is second. Advisory?
Advisory recommends favorable action.
Are there any questions on this? This simply requires a majority vote. All those in favor? Are there any opposed? It is unanimous. Article 11, Senior Center Expansion. When it comes to the assessments, I just have this automatic blank. I crossed it off already. You guys just usually get it else. Article 10, Assessors Funding for State Mandated Programs. Now I have to read through what I just crossed off. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate or transfer from unappropriated available funds a sum of money to meet the requirements